Hey guys, this is Pato Award, and you're listening to Indie Sports Podcast. And or what is that? Is that what it's called? Yeah,
That's
right.
that's perfect.
Or did I say something wrong?
No, trust me, man. I mean, I can edit all this. It's no
What
problem.
is
You
it?
can
What is it again? Indie Sports Podcast or what?
The Indie Sports Car Podcast.
Indie Sports Cars Podcast.
Nice. Yeah, if you want to try it again, go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Pato Award, and you're listening to the Indie Sports Car Podcast.
Welcome, ICB fans, to another episode of the Indie Sports Car Podcast. Hey, Missy.
Hello, hello.
Hey, what's up, Christian?
Nothing much, man. Happy Thursday, everybody, from the racing capital of the world, Indianapolis, Indiana. And especially a happy Thursday because, and I don't get to say this very often, my Seattle Mariners are at the top of Major League Baseball. Let's ride that out for as long as we can, fellas.
That's because their division isn't very good.
I heard that, Missy.
What?
We'll speak about this offline. Sidebar. We'll sidebar about this later.
She said your division's
Well, I
weak.
heard what she said.
Division.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I heard what she said.
yeah.
I heard what she said. Go M's, though. Haters gonna hate. We haven't
Who
been
is
here
in
in a
the
while.
division anyway?
Doesn't matter. And joining us also tonight, we have a special guest joining us from the F3 America's Championship, driver of the number 99 for Genesis Global Advisors, sponsored by Echelon Wealth Partners and Peerage Capital. Welcome, Logan Cusson, to the show.
Logan, how are you, sir?
Great. How are you?
Very good. No, we met at Barber. Talked to you and your dad. Two very nice. A nice young man and a nice older gentleman, kind of close to my age, which is making me feel old lately. Anyway, so the reason we found you is, it happened to you, and why don't you just walk us through, what happened, and just, it's really hard to get into what you're doing, and just to be there is an honor, right? And just to make it there that far, I can't imagine what you've had to do to get here so far. But these kind of things, when these kind of things happen, it's just it's just one of those extra special kind of things. You just want to make sure people know about it, and that's why I was able to meet up with you. So, but I'm gonna say no more and just let you tell a story because I think it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely this isn't a small story. This is a story. I had some lapse of judgment, I guess, before coming to the race, and they had changed the safety rating that FAA wanted for their helmets, and so mine, although my helmet was like 6 months old, the safety rating wasn't what they wanted, so I had to buy a new helmet. Problem was that the only place that we could buy from was down in California, and so we had to get it overnighted, and we wouldn't have enough time to get it teched in the morning to get out for the first session. So we like ran around the entire paddock trying to find someone that had a spare helmet that also would be legal, which the odds were small because everyone else was in the same thing. I think like maybe 4 people in our series had to get a new helmet because they didn't know about it either.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
And so we ended up we had my performance coach called Will Power, and he was more than willing to help. He had an extra helmet. He had his extra helmet, which I never expected him to give me a second helmet, but he was sure he had a third helmet. And so he called up his helmet guy, and we sat around. We waited for maybe like an hour, and then he called us back. We were gone, and so he said he had the third helmet, and we were free to have it for the day, which was already crazy enough. And then we told them the schedule, and they couldn't get in until 8:30, but my morning session was at 8. So what he did is he went from his hotel all the way back to the track to get his helmet and put it somewhere where we could find it. And he also spent the time to take a video to show us exactly where the helmet was and where to grab it from. And he really went above and beyond just to help a guy that he actually didn't know. I met him that day. It was a wild story.
That's awesome, man. Like, what a great story. Like, so he came back to the track and just that's like, yeah. It's not like hey, can you have it? Sure. I'm not going to use it anyway. Whatever. But that's it. But he literally like personally left the his hotel to come and do that for you, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely more than I expected and more than he needed to do. But
so, like, I mean, Christian, I mean, like, what's your first thoughts when you heard this?
Man, it's one of those feel good stories, obviously, but it's I just think it really just shows willpower. We know, as the driver of that Verizon machine, but this shows Will as a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just that human side of him, and I just think that's absolutely incredible. Like you said, definitely didn't have to go through all that to help you out, but wanted to, man, because it's something. I'm pretty sure something in him remembers when he was where you were, and coming up. So it's a why not, man? Just
think about it, like, so well. Did you ever need a helmet and somebody just helped you out that didn't have to do it? So you're kind of paying it forward, maybe. You think that might happen? But then again, I mean, but that is the one good thing about the race community is everybody helps each other out, right?
That's what I love about that, man, and so that just really shows him as a person. That's what I like about that story. Yeah. And that's cool that you got to use that to race, man. I mean, did it make you go any faster or what? Like,
I don't know. I felt some IndyCar luck on there. I think for sure. Some willpower, speed.
You got to see Barber like nobody else does, like Will does. I guess. I don't know how else you could.
Yeah.
Through the visor of willpower.
Yeah. When you're looking around, like, this is what willpower sees. If his
did you hesitate to give it back?
I did say we could just the entire trailer could just disappear right now, but no, there's.
Well, because I was you making plans, taking out to dinner. It's like. Can she come back tomorrow morning?
I seen the picture of the helmet. I actually recognize the helmet.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen Will wear that helmet before.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and like when I first heard about that, I was like, that's an awesome story, and you don't get to hear much of about these kind of things. You don't hear much about it, so. When something like real positive like comes out of because I mean that's one great thing about racing is like the person how you get to know everybody involved, and there's so many different people involved, but everybody like when they're not racing against each other, it's not like very tension filled, except for that one race in Road America. That was an awkward paddock, but I mean other than that, it's normally pretty chill and everybody's hanging out with each other. And help each other out, I mean, unless they hit you like last week, then you don't talk to that team. So, yeah, screw that team for about a week, but then we'll get past it.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely amazing, man. And I mean, and the other benefit to it too is that I mean, willpower knows who you are now. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna forget your face now, man. So, if whenever he's ready to hang it up and vacate that seat over at Penske, at least he knows your name, right? At least he knows who you are. So, that's really cool, man.
Yeah. Well, if all things go well, it won't be the last time he's seen me as well. So.
That's right.
In his rearview mirrors, am I right, Logan?
Or the back of my car.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Oh yeah, you're trying to pass. That's even better. That's even better. Right on. Nice.
That guy's one hell of a driver. That's for sure.
You handled that very well. That was good. Nice. So I mean, I mean, tell us, man. Like, so how are you doing in F3? Like how's your season going so far?
It's going well for my experience level. I'd say I've got like less than a quarter of the experience that all these drivers have. Shea Holbrook has got tons of experience. Dakota Dickerson's got a lot of experience. I did a season of Formula Fords in Canada, which can't even really be considered much of a season, and then I did 2 races in Formula 4 before coming to this.
Is Dakota in?
I was like, I recognize quite a few. Yeah, Dakota won one of these races this weekend.
He was there.
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
he
even
was
know
there.
that. Oh.
Yeah,
He took a
yeah.
second
He won
place
the
in
he won the
first.
second race, I think.
There was a lot of people in different series that I didn't expect until I saw them. Like Parker was in a Porsche for the first time ever. That was crazy. I mean, seeing him, drive a Porsche for the first time was.
Which he took third place in both races that he raced. So, good job by Parker. Thompson, of course. That's who we're referring to.
Yeah, and Connor Daly won in his Lambo.
Yes, was it the Super Trofeo?
Yeah, Lamborghini Super Trofeo, presented by 2 companies I never heard before and not a clue what they are.
No, but congrats to that PPM team. I didn't realize until I looked at the article that's who Connor was driving for. Rick Godovic out of Virginia. We used to run with him back when we were doing the NASCAR stuff, and obviously he's made the transition now over to sports cars. So happy to see him having that kind of success. His kid's a good driver, and
The man that sees things progressing in front of him and bails. Yep.
What's that?
I said that's a smart man that sees a sinking ship and jumps out of it with a life preserver. Like,
Yeah. They had an
mental
Xfinity
Lambo.
car that was just
Let me get away from this.
sucking up way more money than it was worth, and so they decided to make the move over.
And buy just the most expensive
Luckily,
GT car
Godovic's
they
kid
could
is
find.
he's just good in anything he drives, so it worked out just fine.
I mean, I honestly wonder how much they really are, those Lambo GTs. I wonder how much that one car really costs.
I think it's like $500,000 or $600,000.
You would think it's way up there, right?
They're pricey.
It's like it's about the price of like a Titus Pro Mazda, right? Almost a little bit less, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's around.
I just forget how much it costs. I don't. I mean, the initial purchase makes sense because you can go from USF to Pro Mazda, or not Pro Mazda. What is it called again, Missy?
Indy Pro 2000.
Yeah.
That ridiculous name. Yeah, Indy Pro, behind the new lights. Yes.
Although I was talking to one of the teams in the Mazda Road Indy series there, and they said that the conversion kit costs so much that it's almost not worth it, and they just buy a whole new car.
Oh, well, so after using it for an entire year with all the maintenance that it comes with it, or just buying a new chassis makes sense because you're starting a new season and all that. Because I mean, they don't do a lot of races, but when they do, man, they beat the heck out of the cars for an entire weekend. I mean, sometimes they have 3 races in one weekend. That's a big schedule. That's a lot of racing for one car to take. And if you wreck it, that's a big problem. You don't have a lot of time to fix it either. So.
So I mean, being with that level of experience, I'm guessing this was your first time at Barber.
Yeah, first time at Barber. Great.
So
great
take us through that. Take us through that. I mean, what were your initial thoughts versus your thoughts when it was all over?
So this was also my first time driving a series that was like a multi-car series. So the difference of rubber is probably playing a big part of this track. But the track layout itself and just the elevation changes, they're all a lot of fun. This is a good track in my mind, no matter the car understeered a lot here because of other cars' rubber, but we were on first thing in the morning for one of our races, and the track felt great. So it actually reminds me a whole lot of my home track, Mossport, because it's just elevation changes, and there's not a lot of straightaways here, which made it really hard for passing for our cars because the F3 sort of punches a bit of a hole in the air, so you lose a lot of downforce behind another car. So there probably wasn't a whole lot of passing in our races, and that's the reason. Is because this track is super hard to pass at. You really you've got corner 6, the hairpin, and like the second last corner, and those are probably your best bets for safely passing someone. Other than that, you're gonna have to wait another lap.
Right.
So,
what is the chassis that you guys driving?
the JS3 Ligier.
Oh, okay. I was looking at him like, that's not the Lara, but that's not Titus either. I'm looking at it like, that's pretty cool. I like it.
It's a good little car.
I mean, except for the. Tell us about the Halo. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How much do you hate it? Why do you hate it? I mean, I hate it. Do you hate it?
From a driver standpoint, it makes no difference for me other than added safety. From a look standpoint, I really don't like them.
Just a big flip flop, a big toe on the left, and the little digits, the little piggies on the right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. As a guy that's in the car, it makes no difference to me. It's sort of like looking through your visor when you're driving. You just don't even notice it's there. But yeah, it doesn't look nice. Indycar is doing a thing where instead of the
yeah, oh yeah,
they had the fin, right?
We call it the stubbin.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's a front stubbin, and it's very it's physically very attractive, and it makes a lot of sense, and will do its job, what it's intended to do, I think, and be as minimalistic as possible. And at least they're doing something until they find something better. But I think that aero screen just because like when you're on like a super speedway and going around a turn, you're not looking in front of you, you're looking more up and to the right, and I think like that's where like the edge was, and then like looking through the lens and then looking like above the lens with your visor on was just like it was too, because glass will warp light, obviously, so you the distance is way off, the objects in mirror looks like whatever that it says on every car that I've read 1,000 million times in my life. And I can't say it right now. Objects are close when they appear. Jurassic Park had to bring me back. There you go. Yeah, I had to remember that. Whatever. Moving on. So yeah, but I think that's why it hasn't gone through yet. I don't know. Yeah. Not like anybody's going to come out and say that. That's the only thing I can come up with on why it's been delayed. And they just will not go with the Halo thing. But I mean, is it harder to get out of the car?
A little bit, but the only thing that you really got to learn is how to take the neck brace off by yourself. It's kind of annoying now because you've got that giant thing around you, but you can sort of just lift yourself up off of it, so it's not that big a deal. Getting in's kind of annoying.
Yeah, I mean, we've had so many discussions about the whole Christian.
the flip flop, as you like to call it.
You're right. No, the Halo. I don't know why I couldn't say that word for a second there. Yeah, the Halo. So, I mean, yeah, it is very unaesthetically pleasing. If that Halo wasn't there, that's a very very sexy looking car. It's a very sexy looking car anyway. But yeah, that Halo. Anyway,
yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, safety is the number one concern. So, I mean, do you feel safer with it around you, like at all? Like, do you have you ever raced without it?
Yeah, the F4 and the 1600 never had anything like that, and to be honest, it doesn't make me feel any safer. I don't ever really feel unsafe in a car. If you do feel unsafe in a car, you're probably not going to go very fast in it.
Right.
So you gotta trust what you're in. So you never really think about crashing or accidents or what's going to happen here. So it doesn't make much of a difference to me as emotionally. I'm sure in a crash it might make a difference, but that's a later me problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't make it a point to test that out as fast as humanly possible. Yeah. Just kind of let nature take its course. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Just remember, Murphy's Law, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now this was the season opener for you guys, right?
Yes, it was.
All right. Did you guys do any testing during the off season leading up to this? And did any of that translate to what you did at Barber?
We did a couple days in this car at like a test track. We're not allowed. Our series doesn't let us test this car at any of the tracks that we're going to be going to. So I had to do it at a little track called Roebling Road.
Oh yeah. In Georgia.
Yeah, in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So
of course, Georgia. Come on, man.
Did a couple days there just for more for the team to figure out aero and everything on these cars. Because this is our first time touching it. So it was just experience. It was just raw experience. I don't have a lot of seat time to begin with, so as many days in a car that I can get, the better.
No, definitely. You gotta start somewhere.
Exactly. So I think it for sure translated.
Well, I mean, like
I had to learn the car.
Well, I mean, like, what's been the biggest success of your career so far?
The biggest success of my career was probably the F4 series in California. I actually won that series.
I know. Yeah.
It wasn't a big series, but
Missy told me. No, I just brought it up so you can brag about it. That's all.
It's a lot of fun. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you come in here to brag about yourself. This is, it's all about you, buddy.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. No, but congratulations on that win, man. And so I mean, obviously moving up a rung, the competition has gotten a lot stiffer. What's your game plan looking like to take what you've learned in F4 and to apply it here in F3? You got guys like Dakota. He's been on a few times. He's awesome. We we ran a bunch with him at Racecraft One. He used to be one of our clients. He's just awesome, man. But what's your game plan looking like to? Because like you said, having limited experience and trying to bridge that gap. What do you use? Do you use any kind of simulation? Do you use? I mean, what are you doing? Just going over a ton of telemetry? Are you a reader? Or are you like what's your game plan to?
I spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of time on the simulator. I also for Barber, I watched a lot of video. There was a video that Ryan Hunter Ray had put up about a couple test days that he'd done there. So I had watched that over and over for reference, just to know where to put the car, because he would know. And then I tested it.
How many engines did he blow in the test? Oh, poor Ryan. Sorry. Or should I start saying Colton? Oh. It was so stupid during the entire race. Like, he's sitting there the entire race. I kept on just videotaping like 15 seconds. Still waiting. Still sitting. Hashtag Colton Herta Watch 2019.
Wow.
Yeah. 20 laps down, still sitting. Like, people are like, what are you doing?
Wow.
I don't know. I was having fun with it. Colton looked very annoyed at me. So I'm glad I got his attention.
That sounds like you, Frank.
Missy just
sounds
gave me
exactly
like
like
oh boy. You did what? Like, I'm exaggerating a bit. Really.
Nah, it's all good, man.
But yeah, I mean, right on.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm online. I'm looking at your guys' schedule. I'm really glad that you enjoyed Barber as much as you did. Are there any other tracks on the schedule where you feel they're going to be as fun or possibly more fun? Are you looking forward to any of them more than others?
Actually, this next race, obviously, this opener was a big thing for me for it being an IndyCar weekend. That was beyond fun, being around the IndyCar guys, being around the fans and everything. But this next race at Road Atlanta is going to be a good time.
Don't park at Linear Raceway across the street if it's raining. Just saying.
I know, Missy. I know he's going to go into the story, isn't he?
Just saying. Don't do it.
All right, I'll take your word on that one.
Yep. It's raining. Stay away from that cursed oval. Moving on.
But But yeah, why Road Atlanta?
That's a track that I've wanted to go to for a long time. Actually, that first corner, the entire track is great. It's so high speed.
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah. From again, all the altitude changes and everything, but that first corner is a hell of a corner. That separates the men from the boys on that one, because it's really just it's just a bravery test almost.
I mean, yeah, because like when you're in the paddock and you look up at the start of where that turn starts and where it ends, it's like, what?
Yeah.
You really can't appreciate it unless you're standing right there. It's like the best view of it, and like it's extremely dramatic.
Yeah, I think sometimes like you see these tracks on television or online, and you can't actually tell like just how dramatic the turns and hills are. It's until you're there, you have no clue. Like people are like, "Wow, that's a cool turn," but once you're there, you're like, "Wow, people actually drive a car through that and come out the other side." Like it's ridiculous. I'm really excited about Atlanta.
You guys going to be at the Road America weekend with IndyCar as well? Is that the same weekend? No.
I don't think we are.
August 22nd? No. I guess no, because it's July, right?
June,
July.
Yeah. I think this is the only weekend that we're actually with IndyCar. I might be wrong.
Hey, I mean, you're from Ontario, or you right? Ontario.
Yes.
Right. So you would have to go like west and then down over to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're lucky you have to go through Chicago to get there. You're very, very lucky.
Why?
I'm not looking forward to. It's the one drive I don't look forward to every year.
Is it? Oh.
It's a nightmare. It's worth it once you get through it.
Yeah, sorry, man. No, but that's cool. Did you feel like you learned anything from the IndyCar guys?
Actually, our lines were a little bit different between those cars. I did watch them for sure. I watched them while I was there through practice and everything to see if there was anything I can improve on. But early practice, actually, a couple of the drivers that I were watching were actually a little bit off. Sometimes people forget that these drivers are humans, right? So they make small mistakes too. So I tried actually in one of my in my qualifying, I think actually I tried doing what one of the drivers I watched was doing, and they were actually just not hugging a curb as much as they should have on exit, and it actually cost me a little bit. And it was my fault too, because my coach told me, that guy's off a little bit. Don't do what he's doing. And I.
Do you find it hard, like you almost get into like a rhythm of what the guy in front of you is doing, because it's almost like, I don't know, it just seems natural to kind of follow him almost?
It's almost a marketable skill to not do that.
Sure.
It's super important that you have to have the confidence to know that you're behind this guy, yeah, but you know what you're doing, right? You don't have to follow what he's doing. So, and especially in these cars, because if you get right behind someone, you've got no aerodynamics. They're all just going to be dirty air. So you have to do what you're doing. If they're doing something different, you got to pay attention and see if it's faster. And if it's faster, then you switch. But you got to have the self-confidence to drive different if it's faster.
What's your biggest weakness right now?
My biggest weakness, I'd say, is probably my experience. There's plenty of things that I don't know, tons of things I don't know that these guys have all figured out. But it's fun figuring it out. That's for sure.
Well, but that's what it's all about, man. Is the journey to it. That's for sure.
You gotta have fun doing this. The minute that you stop having fun driving cars and it turns into work, and oh god, is there another session? That's when you're gonna stop being fast.
Right. Yeah. I'd agree with that, man. You got a good attitude about it, which is definitely gonna be helpful. So what's the ultimate goal for you? F4 last year, F3 this year. Where's this train headed? Where's the Logan Cusson train heading?
Obviously F2. I mean, it's only natural, right? Just saying.
We
I'm
actually,
kidding. That's
you
a
know,
joke. I'm joking. I mean, I know
that is the
Christian
next
meant.
ladder.
Yeah,
Ladder rung.
yeah. That's definitely not what he meant. I know. I'm sorry.
I'd like to end up in IndyCar. That's what I've been shooting for the beginning. But we're actually not sure what to do after this year. It's always it's easy to plan stuff early on, but especially in racing, things change all the time. You get offers, or there's something new that you learn of that you might rather do. So at this point, we don't even bother. We won't bother until I don't know, months. We've got months before we figure out what we want to do next. Sometimes it's off results. I mean, that's what we did with the F4 series. Is we went to that as a test. We did that series as a test. It's just if I'm ready for F3, there's no point wasting a year in F4. And we determined that I was ready, so I went straight to F3, and I'm midfield right now. I came sixth in the first race, and because of a little bit of a strategy problem in the second race, I was 10th. It was drying conditions, so we went in for slicks, and we sort of hoped for a yellow flag that never came. But I was fast.
Now, who made that call?
It was agreed upon by my coach and I and the team. It was the coach's brainchild, but it was agreed upon on all of us. It wasn't there wasn't a doubt in any of our mind that that's what we wanted to do, because I was starting from 9th for the second race, so knowing how this track is for passing, we went for sort of an all or nothing thing, and it didn't work out. But that's fine. This stuff happens. You can't have any ill will towards anyone.
No,
Especially
of course
since
not.
we all agreed on it. So
Right.
Well,
Gotcha.
well, good luck. To you with the next races, and we'll definitely keep tabs with you, man. And nothing but the best of luck. The more experience you get, I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of you.
for sure.
So
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, of course.
let's get into the weekend of what everybody was watching, talking about, and everything. So let's talk some IndyCar before we get out of here. Logan, you good with staying on, man?
For sure, yeah.
Right on. So Missy, what did you think of the race?
It was all right.
Oh, okay, so what's the grade then?
I don't think Frank was expecting that answer.
I just knew
give
what it
it-
means. D minus.
No, I'll give it a C.
Why? Because
Let's see. Okay. Any particular reason?
it's IndyCar.
I mean, it just. I don't know. I mean, I like Barber. I just didn't think it had, I don't know, the excitement surrounding it, and
It felt
I
very
don't know.
it felt very bleh.
Yeah.
I mean, like the last Watkins Glen race that was there where it was all wet, felt very bleh. That weekend, and this weekend had a hint of that. I think. I can't put my finger on why. There was a lot of people there.
It could have started out with Rahal Letterman Lanigan having the front row. That might be where I went downhill. Like, I'm not going to enjoy this race.
It's like who got pole locked up the front? Where? Yeah. How about that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this was probably the least excitement I've seen for a race event as far as IndyCar goes in a couple of years, honestly. I mean, Barber last year was a lot of fun because of the rain, but the year before, I don't remember. Was it good? I thought it was good. I don't remember.
I thought, I don't know. It just felt off. I don't know. And it could have started, like I said, with qualifying, because it was just the Fast Six was just, it's not a list you see very often. Or ever, I should say. Like I said, you had Takuma, you had Graham Rahal, you had Scott Dixon, James Hinchcliffe, Sebastian Bourdais, and Spencer Piggott were your Fast Six. No Penske's in there, no Ganassi, I'm sorry. There is one Ganassi in there.
And the Andretti, right?
No Andretti, there you go. That's the other one I was thinking of. So no Penske and no Andretti, which was surprising.
And that's half the field right there. That's why it's so weird. It's like, it was like, okay. I guess Ganassi with Dixon, but it's almost like if it's Will or if it's Dixon, it's them. But if it's anybody else, it's Penske.
That sounds about right.
I forget what they said too. The last time Penske didn't make it into the Fast Six, I can't remember when it was. Somebody looked it up.
It was DeHardy right off the bat. Oh,
DeHardy? I was just about to say.
It was 1987. Some track I've never heard about. It was, and this who took, the first 10.
It was a brisk 54 degrees. and the Chris DeHardy, man, he's got all these stats, right? There were cumulus clouds hovering over from the west, if I remember correctly. If memory serves. She's like, what?
The flyover
this,
was 2 F-14 Tomcats.
Yeah. Tell you how many knots the wind was blowing at. The DeHardy's just a encyclopedia, human encyclopedia, that guy.
65% humidity that day.
Humidity, yeah.
And he did have a couple articles out on IndyCar.com, so if you have a chance to check out, he had 2 articles on IndyCar.com from this past weekend. One is daily wins at Barber in the Super Trofeo sports car race, and his other article is Piggott ready for strong run at track he enjoys.
Okay.
Yeah, so congratulations to Chris DeHardy. We're really proud of him. He's man works really hard, and his stories are very good. So definitely
Although
check
I
him out.
asked him something this weekend, and he did not have an answer, which I'm very disappointed.
What was the question?
You asked him something he didn't have an answer for?
Yes.
Well,
There was a person at the track, and I took a picture of him, and I said, who, because the guy looked so familiar, like I couldn't place who he was. And I'm like, oh, DeHardy would know. Send him the picture. Nope, didn't know who it was. I was like, come on, DeHardy, you're killing me.
Did you ever find out who he was?
No.
Oh, the one that got away.
I know. And I guarantee you, the next time I see him, because I know I've seen this guy before, like on TV, like something like that, like talking to the owners or something. Like the next time I see him, I'm like, that's who it is.
Right.
But no, I still don't know who it is. And his face is so familiar to me.
But if you ask DeHardy what Roger Penske had for breakfast the morning of the last time Penske was not in the top 6, he could tell you.
Yeah, he sure could.
Sunny side up.
Right.
On toast.
Yeah, right. He could tell you
He
that.
sure would have been able to tell that.
And, yeah, but no,
but
I
definitely
like that.
but definitely read his
usual
articles. What's that?
No, I'm just saying I kind of enjoy that it wasn't your usual suspects in the Fast Six, just because it really gives the sense that on any given weekend, when I watch a race, I want to feel like on any given weekend, this guy could win or that guy could win or this guy could win. It's a lot of reason why all those viewers
it wasn't a bad thing.
went away in that series that we don't mention here, right? Just because
it's a real shame.
Johnson was winning all the time. There was no point in watching anymore. We already know who's going to win.
Who?
So I like that with IndyCar. There's a good shuffle, and it really feels like on any given weekend.
Well, that's because it's spec. They're all the same. I'm coming back till I start race.
I'm not sure why we became pirates for a second, but
I'm
not sure why.
Oh, I missed another article.
Those are the racing fans that say, like, I'm not. IndyCar is a spec series. Like, what?
No disrespect to our fans who are pirates.
It's like if you don't want a spec series, then you gotta watch F1 because it's really working well there.
Yeah, no. So that's kind of cool. But I'm sorry that it seemed kind of humdrum for you guys. I'm not even going to bother to ask Logan because he was driving. He was having the time of his life. You guys were like, it was kind of humdrum. But I know he was having the time of his life there, which is cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, so Logan, did you guys were able to stay for the race, right?
I actually had to leave for the race, but I did. I had to leave the track before the race, but I did manage to watch the race at a hotel.
Okay, just disappointed. Very disappointed.
Yeah. Hats off to Takuma. I'm happy he got to be up on the podium again.
He's been doing it enough lately where it's like, okay, this is becoming commonplace. Gateway, Indy, Barber. I mean,
Portland.
who?
Portland last year.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gateway, Portland. Oh, I mean, close enough. I mean, it might. It's not even in the same time zone.
Portland.
It's about 2 time zones away, I think. Yes. If we're 3, they're 2.
But
in my head, it's
but very cool though.
Yeah, there you go.
To have him win. I don't remember if I've ever seen him that dominant.
Is he really this good, or is it the car, or is it the situation, or is it Honda at this track, or is it?
I think Takuma's he's a good driver, but the thing is that he's a bit volatile. He has a tendency to crash. I mean, we almost saw that. I think 3 laps before the finish or something, he drove off in 10. And it's just he's a fast driver. It's just that sometimes he tends to go overboard and he ends up in a wall somewhere.
Like trying to pass on turn 1 instead of turn 3. Yeah.
Or on the side of Franchitti, yeah.
Yeah, that was the biggest bonehead move I've ever seen in my life. Like everybody's getting passed on 3 or passing on 3. If you go for 1, it doesn't make any sense. Okay.
199 corners at a 200, Takuma can keep up with the fastest, but on that 200, he won't be on the track anymore, and I think that's almost why we don't see Takuma up there as much as the others.
Same with Brazil, where I think Hinchcliffe got the win at the last lap or the last turn because of him being that aggressive on a lapped car. I think I forget exactly what caused that, but yeah, you're definitely right.
So just throwing out there this weekend, as we just discussed, Takuma Sato was your winner for Barber, followed by Scott Dixon again with his 500th second place finish at Barber. Then
he is the
Sebastian
bridesmaid,
Bourdais.
the bridesmaid, the legend, isn't he?
At this track, he sure is.
He just proves that winning a championship doesn't mean you win races.
And Sebastian Bourdais was your 3rd place finisher. And FYI, that was Aaron Telitz's pick.
It was actually, yes.
Winning the race. Then you had Joseph Newgarden, followed by Alexander Rossi, James Hinchcliffe. Marcus Ericsson was very impressive in this race. Ryan Hunter-Ray, Simon Pagino, and Felix Rosenquist were your top 10. Then you had Will Power, Zach Beach, Jack Harvey, Marco Andretti, Santino Ferrucci, Patricio O'Ward, Spencer Piggott, Tony Kanaan, Ed Jones, Matthias Lace, Ben Hanley, Max Chilton, Graham Rahal, and Colton Herta was your finishing order.
What is going on with Foyt? Is it the driver? Is it the team? Is it both? Kanaan doesn't suck.
No.
I just don't know if Matthias Lace sucks or not. Is it the team? Or I think Kanaan's proving it's not the drivers. So how good is Lace? I still don't know.
I don't know about Lace much. I've raced Lace's brother before in karting. That's another fun thing I can say.
Did you give him a spanking?
Nice.
He's actually, they're both great drivers, I think. If his brother's anything like him, because that kid can drive.
Same hair or?
A little bit different. Still long, but just not as puffy.
Okay.
Not as 70s disco as Lace?
Yeah.
Right. Staying alive.
You can tell.
I'm really trying to find a song with disco that I could put Lace in. I'm just coming up empty.
Yeah.
Christian, can you think of one?
Well, not at the moment. Give me some time, though.
All right. We're definitely going to come up with a parody song. Matthias Lace, disco 70s song.
What song?
Racing Queen.
The song was Austin
Okay.
Powers, a gold member.
Oh, what? Gold member?
Go on with Beyonce with her poofy hair.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You just turned Matthias Lace into Beyonce?
Only 'cause of the poofy
How did you
hair.
make... Oh, boy, she's turning into me. That was a leap. I'm impressed. That was good. I don't think I would ever get to a place where he was a chick. but that's awesome, Missy. That's great. That's good
Missy,
stuff.
lick that stamp. That's right.
And send it out. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta lick that stamp and send it.
I did.
I really hate that.
Although my stamps are now self-peeling, so I can just put it on there. I don't have to lick it anymore.
There you go.
That's how George's bride to be died in Seinfeld, licking stamps. The stamps were poisoned by accident.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize Seinfeld was that dark.
Yeah, she died.
Truly a tragedy.
Honestly, Logan's really broken up about this.
Hey, I grew up watching Seinfeld. Okay, leave me alone. They played it nonstop on every channel. If it wasn't on this channel, you can bet it's on the other.
I hear you, man. I hear you. But no.
I mean, it was almost a caution-free race. I mean, there was one caution.
It's like, I mean, I don't want cautions. I'm not a big fan of them for the reason that they're called. But if we, sometimes it's just good to breathe, because it really does let the race breathe a bit.
What was the caution for? Oh, it was for.
Wasn't it for Graham?
No. I think it was for Max Chilton. He got run off of he got run off of pit
right
lane
into the
by
title. Yeah.
Was it Tony or was it Lace? It was one of the Foyt
I
cars.
can't tell because
they were trying to go down the pit lane at the same time, and
yeah, I mean it was
car
easy.
Won out.
It was easy last year with the yellow on the back, but now that Lace is not a rookie, which is funny to say. But now they look identical. I can't tell who's who.
But no. But yeah, bummer for Chilton. He just wants to learn.
Why can't I learn? Because
Because
the drivers of the series don't respect you and run you off pit lane. I mean,
there was a lot of pit safety infractions in this race. I mean, they got post-race reviews, and a couple got fined.
Who?
Let's see. Pit safety infractions was the number 15 car, which is Graham Rahal. The number 19, which is Santino Ferrucci. 21, which is Spencer Pigot. 27, which is Andretti. No. Rossi. They switched numbers. Yeah, that's Rossi. And the 88, which is Colton Herta. And there was an unsafe release on the number 21, Spencer Pigot.
Did he do anything right?
I only got a couple.
I'm kidding.
And the other penalty, there was two other penalties given out, which was a pit speed violation on the number 60, which was that Jack Harvey?
Yes.
And of course, Ed Jones for totally jumping the start of the race. I don't know.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know what green flag he was looking at, but he was like dead last to fifth place, and I'm just like, whoa!
Like what the?
I mean, I saw the onboard. It was more like it was either that or he was going to crash into the guys in front of him. So he kind of just
had to pop out just to avoid the.
Yeah, because he screwed up. They checked up. I think they were the way he acted like they were going to go, but they didn't. Because you come down onto the front straightaway weird, and he just kind of popped out there because I think he I don't know what he was doing. He was about.
Starts are always an interesting time.
I mean, I think it was either going to be that or he was going to J.R. Hildebrand somebody in front of him. So, So
I can tell you as a driver that once you're in that situation, you just got to stick with it, whether it was intentional or accidental. If you pop out like that, you're going to get a penalty anyways, right? So you may as well just go. I mean, even our series told us that, like, if you roll over the line, we do standing starts. So if you roll over the line at your spot, don't bother reversing because you're getting a penalty anyways. So just stick with it.
You're getting it anyway.
You've already done screwed up, and this is they don't miss a thing here. So just eat it. You're done. There's no warning here.
Exactly.
This is your warning. If you screw up, just you take it like a man.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting, man.
I mean, that's
what I
think
was most impressive, though, I think, I don't know if you guys would agree, but was Newgarden's charge to fourth. Did not see that coming from where he started. Obviously, very good at this track, but starting so far back.
I mean, I expected a total Honda top 10 at this track.
Yeah.
So just to see a Chevy in there, not being even Newgarden, just to see a Chevy in the top 5 is remarkable.
Yeah, that's a pretty incredible drive. And I mean, I know we're still at the beginning of this season, but Joseph's looking he's looking sharp. He's
so is Dixon though. So.
And obviously a lot can go wrong between here and the end, but
yeah, Barber's a terrible race to start ranking drivers and what's about to happen. You know.
Well, I mean, Newgarden is leading the championship right now.
Yeah, but Takuma's third, so you know that's what I mean. Barber's terrible.
Scott Dixon, Takuma, Rossi.
It's like you still don't know if somebody's good yet by here, but this track really tests drivers. You know, I mean you're almost like fighting the entire track, driving it, and then you gotta battle other people while you're doing that, right? Almost that is what I've heard from other drivers. I don't know if that's even true or not. Logan, would you say that's kind of accurate?
What was that? Sorry, I lapsed there.
It's fine. It's really cool.
My bad.
No, I was saying like Barber. By the time you get to Barber, it's really hard to rank drivers, and then like because this track is so hard to just race on by yourself, let alone against other people. Because the track is so hard, like it's very demanding on a driver. That's what I noticed.
Yeah, with the lack of straightaways, it's easy to get tired on this track. You don't really get a lot of time to yourself out there. You're always either focusing on what's around you or you're turning. So it's easy to get burnt out, and it's different skills from other tracks, I'd say. So it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean,
so would you say that's the driver's biggest challenge at Barber is fatigue and attrition?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of passing skill here, because I'd say this is probably one of the hardest tracks to pass at that I've ever been at, and I'm sure it's the same for the IndyCar guys. It's just the lay of the land there. There's not really anywhere safe to pass except for those two corners.
Right.
Because the rest of them are just fast chicanes, and that's just asking for trouble. So.
It's very hard to go too wide through that corkscrew weird looking.
I mean,
thing.
I did notice a lot of drivers going off track, but I just attribute it to they thought they were still at COTA with no track limits.
Well, at least here they have the grass to remind them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that very, very explosive gravel. I swear, the Lambo went off, the gravel got back on fire. I'm like, that's all it takes? Not a very durable car, guys, I can tell you. So that's what you get for a mill, huh? The car that's going to just ignite into flames if you drive over some bumpy grass, I guess. I don't know.
Well, at that point, it's the driver's fault.
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that, but, I mean, the car was literally engulfed in flames. I mean,
oh, yeah. No, I'm just saying that could be Lamborghini's excuse.
There is no excuse. I've seen plenty of cars. I saw plenty of Porsches going off at the same corner. Not one Porsche caught on fire. I saw one Lambo go off, things in flames. I'm just saying. Which one's built better here? I mean, let's put it to the test. Bring it to Barber. You'll find out. All right. Well, what's up next? Long Beach?
Long Beach.
That's right.
This weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Every time Sublime plays in my head.
What's that, Frank?
Every time Sublime pops in my head right away.
Because they're from Long Beach, gotcha.
What you were just singing, yes.
Yes, practices start tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It is your first practice, and as always, it's all on NBC Sports Gold. Practice 2 is at 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, April 12th. Saturday, practice 3 is at 12 p.m. on NBC Gold Eastern Time. Qualifications are Saturday, April 13th at 2:45 p.m., and that will happen on NBC Sports Network. And then final warm-up is on Sunday at 12 p.m., and that'll be on NBC Sports Gold. And then your race will happen at 4 p.m. on Sunday, April 14th, and that will be on NBC Sports Network Eastern Time.
I really love the NBC Gold because when you're at the track, and you bust out the iPad or whatever, and you can watch what's going on, and it's like practice one on a Friday. You're like, this is so weird. This is not normal. So, honestly, NBC Gold is like the best when you're at the track, honestly. Like, it's really good.
Yeah, you've been speaking very highly of it so far this season.
It's $50 for the household, basically. And actually we can fit 2 more screens, and we're going to be auctioning them off at eBay for about $50.
There you go. When you
send us $50 and I'll send you the code.
Right.
So, username and password. So all you Canadians out there that need a
there you go.
Is this like Netflix in college? Like only one guy on this floor actually has an account, and we all just.
Well, yeah, like actually, yeah.
Right, okay.
Same thing with Netflix. Like I pay for 6 screens because it's upgraded to the 4K. Yeah, so I gave like 2 other people my code for it because I don't need 6 screens. I just need 2 at least, 3 maybe. But hey, the other ones I just. Yeah, there you go. You don't have it. There you go.
So they're the only
Comcast.
things that happened this weekend. Sebastian Bourdais and Will Power are joining, is it Long Beach's Motorsports Walk of Fame?
Oh, wow.
They're being inducted into that this weekend.
The all-famous Long Beach Walk of Fame.
Yeah, they're the first active racers to be inducted.
What?
Yeah.
They're the first active racers to be inducted. They're still driving, active.
No, when you drive for 20 years, that's bound to happen. You're bound to start getting awards for the Long-Time Achievement Award, and you're like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
These are awards you get when you're retired. I got a race tomorrow.
I didn't even know there was one. A Long Beach.
Yeah,
racing
that's
walk
new
of
to me.
fame.
I'm like, I've never heard of such a walk of fame in such a. Yeah, because it is a
obviously
street.
we all know about Hollywood, but I've never heard of the Long. Okay,
Yeah, Long Beach and Hollywood, they're not even in the same county, right? Or are they?
It's different county, but they're not that far though. No,
Yeah.
they're not that far.
But in California, everything's really not that far, but kind of is.
Yeah,
it's
that's.
It's like you're in LA. Let's go to San Diego. Well, all right, it's kind of sure why not. It's sort of.
Well, that's a few hours.
I know.
That's a few hours from LA to San Diego, but from Hollywood to Long Beach, that's less than an hour. So that's not bad.
Oh, and did everybody see Fernando Alonso's car? They released his livery.
Oh, delivery, yeah.
Thoughts?
What's it? Is it? It looks like Dixon's car. Well, no, it looks like the F1 McLaren from last year, sort of.
Yeah. It's
very orange, very, very, very McLaren
super
orange.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like the blue. It looks cool. It's ugly.
Yeah,
it's very ugly,
definitely.
actually.
Did you notice the side here? The side of the car?
Yeah, what is that,
The
anyway?
sponsor? It's called, it says Views. It must be a, I don't know if it's a smoking product or whatever, but it does have a warning label on the side of it as the warning.
They're promoting smoking? Oh, my God. Everybody's going to be up in arms.
Sound the alarms, yeah.
I know. Oh, my God.
What they promote alcohol.
It's like, wait, don't you smoke? Yeah.
Which truthfully,
So?
I don't see the difference between alcohol and smoking. I'm sorry, it's the same.
Well, yeah,
they're essentially the same.
I know they're neck and neck with killing people every day. I'm telling you, you're either dying of lung cancer
they
or
are. I just think one is more socially acceptable for some reason, and I don't know why that is, but it just is. Yeah, one is just more socially acceptable.
I think because our culture's always accepted, like booze as far as a social gathering, and just including that, so it's more exciting. Like, because you don't have a social gathering start passing out tobacco,
That's true. I've never seen.
It's like so what will it be? Regular or menthol?
It's true.
You know, Camel or Marlboro. Or, you want to try? You want to have a shot at Parliament, maybe?
I just looked it up. Fuse is actually a vape company.
A vape company.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I tried it. It didn't work for me. 50 milliliters of nicotine. My bum it is. It didn't crave anything. Like, this thing sucks.
Jeez. No.
Yeah, it didn't stick. I'm still smoking. So. Anyway, so much for the vape.
But you know what, Frank? I think you should go on a mission. You should go on a mission to change the stigma. The next time somebody gives a toast, I want you to stand up and just start throwing out packs of cigarettes.
No, more like a pipe.
All right.
No, like everybody comes with their personal pipe, you know?
Put your champagne down.
You know, our culture's not centered around, but everybody comes with a pipe and starts, you want me to top off your pipe for you? No, you don't see that. But like, hey, you want a shot? There you go. Okay, cool. Boom. It's like, that's poison. I'm like, so is that. Like, touche. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm pro dry party. I thought they were doing great things.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I thought they were a little bit. I don't know. Brutal with their tactics, but hey, if a few people got to die for a cause, I say go for it.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah,
it's a total joke. I'm a total. You really need to know your history to know what I just said. I'm sorry. You really need to be very well versed in the whole liquor whatever.
Prohibition.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the dry party started that, and the way they did it, and how it was pretty ridiculous. They went to some lengths, let me tell you. Wow. Good God. They went to such lengths to poison these, wines cubes, and they killed, 100,000 people. But, yeah, you don't hear about that too much. They're like, oh, we don't want to talk about that. Yeah. But hey, I mean, people stopped drinking wine, so it worked. Yeah, I guess so, since you poisoned it all. I mean, okay, moving on.
Yeah,
so there's a history lesson. It's not in the history books. Why would it be? It's not flattering.
And that's why the fans choose ISCP.
That's right.
Over other podcasts. You don't get history like this.
Nope.
Anywhere else, people.
Nope.
All right. Nowhere else.
Thank God.
I got in trouble.
That's right, man.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Let's get that on a T-shirt.
Yeah. Frankly, a well of useless knowledge. There it is.
Yeah. I got in trouble today because I didn't see the picture yet of the black hole. What do you mean you didn't see the picture of the black hole? And I'm like, I didn't get a chance to look it up yet. I'm sorry. I worked today.
It was history. I mean,
and then I was forced to sit through a video for a YouTube video about it.
Yep.
Because I didn't
because
I didn't look at the picture.
Anton
What do you mean
Petrov.
you were forced? Somebody was trying to get your priorities straight.
Yeah, to show you that this means something.
And you're mad about it.
I mean, God forbid I take care of pregnant patients on a daily basis.
Honestly,
I should have looked at that picture.
It's 2 days old.
Pipe down.
You're
going to be pregnant for another couple months. I got to see this picture.
What?
That's right.
I mean, Christian, did you see the picture of the black hole?
I did.
Of course, see? Because he, right? I mean, did you want to, or did you just happen to see it?
No. Facebook thrust it upon me.
I did help in that in that march, by the way. Yeah, I posted a few videos. Yeah.
Okay. No, but I thought it was pretty cool though. It's definitely pretty cool.
It's like for the ones that say, "Is that it?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Is that it?" Like,
I don't think they get what it takes to get a shot like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
it's all blurry. I'm like, oh, just jump off a bridge.
What do you want? The black hole in 4K. I want it in 4K. Like what?
Yeah. It's I thought it was going to be our black hole. I'm like, well, we're kind of on the side of it. no, yeah. So, we kind of went for the one that we could see.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
Pretty cool though.
We're still flying the drone above our own. So another 3 million years, we'll be able to take that pic.
It'll be a while. Yeah. None of us will be here, but yeah, it'll be a while before they get that shot. But still cool. Still a cool step in the.
Yeah,
Right.
People stop focusing on the one lady from the USA that helped, and because of an algorithm she wrote. She was like one of 200 scientists that really deserve a lot of credit. It was an international thing. That's the thing. But here in the States, it's all you hear about is one person. Everybody thinks she's.
Let her have her moment, man.
Let them have their moment, our moment, the whole planet's moment.
Gotta beat down the woman, huh?
No, I gotta
beat down the woman. Don't you?
I gotta beat down the mass media of this, the ridiculous media of this
First,
country.
you start with the W series, and now you're jumping on the scientist lady.
No, I'm just saying
you?
they make it sound like she's the only one that had anything to do with it. She's the one that did it. No, she's not.
All right. Anything else IndyCar news that we need to go over? Long
No,
Beach
I'm looking forward though to Long Beach. I see.
Why?
Bourdais is doing double duty. I saw.
Yes, he is.
What does that mean?
He's doing
so
IMSA.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's not the only
Joey
one.
Hand
Right?
got injured or something. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jack
Did he?
Harvey's going to be doing it for
Oh, wait,
Shank,
I see.
right?
Flu-like symptoms for Joey Hand.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. You're pretty sure Jack Harvey's gonna what, Frank?
Well, I'm just saying, like what classes for IMSA is it just going to be GT, GTLM, and GTD, or are they going to have the DPIs there?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Exactly, you're not sure. You have no idea. This is my point. Freaking IMSA.
Okay. So is that why you were assuming Jack Harvey wasn't going to race because of the Shank?
Yes. I was
Gotcha.
because
Okay.
I mean he is one of Shank's main drivers.
Yeah. I actually met the team manager's wife last night.
For who,
Really
Shank?
cool lady. We had a good conversation about Jack and let's see. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've interviewed Michael Shank twice. There's a listener, Sean Lucas. What's up, Sean? And he's good friends with Michael Shank, so he set up an interview for us twice for Watkins Glen. Like maybe
Nice.
It was like the first year we started this actually. Like Michael Shank's maybe like the 5th or 6th, I guess, interview we ever did. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool, man. But yeah, that'd be cool if they did give Jack the opportunity to cross over every now and again. But,
Daytona Prototype and GTLM.
Figure as much. Yep. I mean, like the vets can barely make that hairpin turn. I don't think the DPI can physically do it.
How dare
could
you?
actually get it. Yeah, that's a good point.
How dare you?
Well, they crash every freaking year.
Oh yeah, why do they crash? Tell me
Because
why.
they're these big number sitting things.
No, because the stupid Porsches can't freaking stay. You're crashing into them
because
in that stupid corner.
Yeah, because there's nowhere to go.
What's his name? No, Macarecki. There he is.
Mackle Wiki.
Logan, you got your popcorn,
like
buddy?
I just said.
Mackle Wiki.
Wrecky. Every year.
Yeah.
Every year, the same hairpin.
Yeah,
He's got to crash into a vet.
Yeah,
every
because
year.
they're in his freaking way because they can't get out of his freaking way. Because the Porsche can take the turn like a champ.
In your wildest dreams.
Well, they win it every year because they can.
Excuse me. No, they didn't.
Yeah, because your vets are in the way.
You got to get around them to make that victory.
Right.
It's the same thing that happens at Lime Rock every year. Up there's the vets in the way of the Porsches, and then let's kill McElrecky for trying to pass.
Because he's always
this
running
tank.
into people.
He's trying to pass a tank in a valley. At Lime Rock. I mean, the track is so small to begin with.
This is great.
Porsche's stupid.
Porsche's great. You're big dumb vets with the rear
Ugly
engine.
cars.
The only vet in the world that has rear. I don't know why the engine's in the rear and it's a vet. I just don't understand it. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm looking forward to marriage, and I think it's because of conversations like this.
Just remember to always argue about things you like, and then you'll live for happily ever after.
Yes, I am pumped.
Yeah, I mean, because marriage is nothing but a gigantic argument; it never stops. So just make it about things you're into, and then you'll enjoy the argument. Because it's when you start arguing about things you don't like, the relationship really takes a nosedive. Because it seems like you hate each other, and you probably do. So just end it. Move on. Stop wasting each other's
My favorite
time.
part, though, is where you throw out an inaccurate stat.
Of course.
Lucy corrects you, and then you blame it on well, like, Portia wins every time. And she's like, well, no, they don't. Well, that's because of you, and you're correcting the way. I love it. I love it.
85% of what I say, I don't have a clue if it's true or not.
That's all.
It sounds good, though, don't it?
It does, man. It does. Because you say it with confidence.
That's all that matters. I'm right until I'm wrong. And then when I'm corrected, people learn. See, you'd never know this kind of stuff if I didn't spew out ridiculously. I could be corrected.
You don't get that on any other show, people.
No,
you don't.
Because the other shows they try.
They put forth effort. They try. All right. And essentially, that's where they go wrong. That's where they go wrong.
I'm not saying that's where they go wrong. It's that's where the fork in the road happens from us and them. And then we find ourselves, where is everybody?
No,
all right, we're the only ones here. It's fine. No, I mean, but like Abby and Molly, they do a heck of a show and they put a lot of effort in. And I'm really happy for their success. And Mike, Mike at Pilling and Parley, he's really he's putting his he's doing a lot he's doing a lot of good things, making a lot of good connections, and he's doing pretty much any like all IndyCar content. So, but he's been getting a lot of hookups through that. So he's doing good. But everybody's got their little niche and everything. But yeah, I mean I'm happy that because the more creating content, then the more people it'll reach, and then the bigger the sport's got. We're all here to grow the sport. We're not here to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to keep saying this. We're not in competition with each other, everybody. We stop with this tribalism stuff. Don't say mean things to other podcasters in the name of ISCP. We're all friends.
In the name.
I can drive to Mike's house right now and punch him in the face if I wanted to. Okay, if we were in competition, I would have by now, but we're not.
Wow.
We're boys, like all right. So all right. Sorry, it's been a little rant that I just wanted to put out there because I appreciate everybody's loyalty, really. But yeah.
I hear you.
So IMSA's races.
Let's see. Are the stadium super trucks running at Long Beach this year?
I don't. Is that on the schedule?
That just looks like so much fun.
Oh yeah. They are.
They usually race there, but
they always do. Yeah, they are this year.
That looks like a ton of fun, man. Like honestly.
Yeah, they were at St. Pete the one year, but they haven't been there the last 2 years. I don't think.
Yeah, the stadium super trucks are racing at Long Beach this weekend.
Awesome.
So
well, yeah, it's
super trucks. You got IMSA, you got IndyCar this weekend. You got Formula One is back this weekend in China. They are doing the is that Heineken?
So
Chinese Grand Prix.
Hamilton's going to win China, huh? Right on.
Yep. Basically.
Actually, I think practice is going down.
Practice one's happening right now. And by the way, you can watch their practice one because they have the same kind of package if you want. It's not like, as good as NBC Gold is. And boy, is it like 4 times the price.
So live leaderboard happening right now.
Where you can go on a payment
Sebastian
plan if
Vettel.
you like. That's how expensive it is. Payment plan to get their extra content for F1. Yep.
Really?
Sebastian Vettel on top for practice 1. Followed by
Followed by Hamilton at 10,000 per second.
And my new favorite driver, Charles Leclerc.
Your new favorite driver?
Go Charles!
Yeah.
What?
He's really handled
Charles in
the
Anybody read over in that show? Nope, never mind. A little too old.
What?
Moving on.
Wait.
No,
Back up.
I like the way Leclerc's
Back
handled.
up. Yeah. What?
No, his early success. I read that article earlier where he was just basically super humble about it, and keeping his eyes.
Because he doesn't want to screw up that.
Forward. Everybody's like losing their minds. Oh, Charles Leclerc's next big thing, and he's just like,
I'm just making that guap and racing for Ferrari.
I'm just trying to, and I love that, man. I love that. That's the attitude to have.
That
for sure.
Casual whatever, I'll do what they say, or maybe I'll win. I don't know. I'm just here. Do you like that approach?
I do like
Fair
that.
Enough.
Absolutely, and I think you would like that too, Frank, because we had the discussion of how you felt about the Netflix series.
It was
surrounding
terrible.
F1 Drive for Survivor. Remember what your overall comment was? It's a bunch of F1 drivers just talking out of their egos. Right?
Oh yeah, they were just never. I can't. Never mind. Yeah. Yes, they were stroking.
So I think you would appreciate how Leclerc's handling his early success, and hopefully he doesn't lose that. Hopefully that stays with him as he continues to.
This is the Cinderella period of Leclerc with Ferrari. Okay, this is what every new employee acts like.
Oh, this is the new employee syndrome. Okay.
This is Cinderella's. Yeah. I mean, this is, of course, he's going to act like this. It's his new employer. Wait until he gets screwed a little bit, or he realizes he's just another cog in a wheel to ensure Vettel wins. And then we'll go. Well, I mean, I'm a race car driver. I'm not just a tire iron or something. It's like, yes, you are.
So you're saying Ferrari will taint him by year 5?
If he makes it that long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he speaks up, and out you go. We'll bring in the next guy that will listen to what he's told. When we tell you not to pass our guy, you don't pass our guy. Just saying.
Yeah. No, but that's why this is in my mind, just the best part of the F1 season. Those first 5-6 races where team orders aren't really a big deal, and guys are just going for it.
I mean, yeah, but
so
everything I just said, I'm totally just, I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but let's enjoy it while we have it, because we know obviously once it gets later into the season and once the points are a little bit more established, then your teammate does basically become a blocking dummy for you.
Well, see, here's the problem I have. Kimi Räikkönen is awesome and he's gold. Whenever he talks, and now that he's wherever the heck he is now, I don't get to hear. What?
So the Iceman.
Yeah. I mean, since he's not with Ferrari anymore, you don't get to hear him sort of talk anymore, and I hardly ever hear from him because he is now irrelevant, and it sucks because the guy is just gold, isn't he? Good God! Every interview is yes. What? Just hear the guy from Simpsons going, what? Constantly.
Yeah, no, I like Kimi. I like Kimi, man.
So do I. Everything he says
great
is
run
gold.
for him last year. That was my favorite part, I think, of last season, was just once they told him, you're fired, you won't be back next year, he turned it on. I like that, man.
Yeah, and and that proves my point right there of what Leclerc's going through right now.
Because honestly, that was the only difference between the first part of the season and the last part of the season, is that, when he was having the poor performances, he didn't know he was fired. But literally once they told him, you are out of here, podium every weekend now. I was like, well, what the hell, Kimi? So that's all they had to do was tell you were fired in the beginning, and you probably would have come home with the championship.
Yeah.
Right?
One of their cars all of a sudden got a mind of its own. Yeah.
All
and
of a
started
sudden.
winning and stuff. It's weird.
And that's the problem, right?
Exactly. Thank you.
He's
Logan.
not allowed to do that.
Exactly. Keep doing that, Leclerc. You're going to find yourself without a job. You keep winning. Like, this is the world we're in. This is the series we're talking about.
You can't win. It's the only sport where,
Yeah.
where being successful, right, will have you unemployed.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like,
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
That's
You're
my
not.
problem.
You're not
I should be.
You're,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you're right.
I should be
man.
extremely
I
wrong.
hear you. I hear you. I hear you, man. But obviously, that Alfa Romeo car is severely underpowered. So I don't think we'll be seeing Kimi.
Well, I mean, Kimball did a heck of a job
on
spotting.
the
I saw that this weekend. Kimball was up in the spotters perch for Chilton. He's doing a heck of a job.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Well, what else is he going to do?
Really?
He's not driving.
Huh. Yeah. No,
He didn't look like he belonged there either. Like, you look out of place. I wouldn't trust a word I heard. You sure? Yeah, you're clear. Trust me.
Yeah.
I have an instinct for not hitting anybody.
I wonder. Wow, wow, Frank.
Last person I want spotting for me is the guy that, come on now.
Charlie and Max are never coming on the show, are they? I'm just gonna, just the way you talk about them, Frank. They're never coming on, are they?
No.
I don't listen to the show.
No, actually,
anyway.
What was it? Kimball's PR rep sent us an email last year asking us if we went on, and I sent an email back. No, thank you. That was it. No, thank you. That was the reply. It was very bland. That was it. 3 words. Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you.
I don't care. No, it's fun though.
I do wonder what his sponsorship woes do mean for the pharmaceutical industry as far as their involvement in racing, because he's literally built his whole career off of being a diabetic, being a type 1 diabetic.
That's because they're looking for new blood that is younger and better driving and better looking.
I like what you did
I'm
there,
talking
Frank.
to him right now, Christian. You better.
I like
jump
what you
on
did
that.
there, Frank. New blood. I like that.
Yeah, get it. New. Yep, new blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a T-shirt right there. You know what? I'm gonna make a T-shirt. I'm not even kidding with you. New blood. I like that. I like that a lot. That's really good.
Oh, it's
really
better
good.
than our last T-shirt when Kimball's name was just Needles. But that was Jay. It wasn't us.
Needles.
Yeah, the first time Jay said that, he goes, "Yeah, Needles over there." I'm like, "Who is Needles?" He goes, "Kimball." I'm like, "Dude,
Needles.
really?" And dude, for a year and a half, he went with it.
I can't.
A good 2 seasons.
I can't deal.
Yeah.
I can't deal.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot deal.
Trust me, dude. You were 10 times better than. I'm so glad he's gone. It was oh my God, him leaving and us meeting you are the 2 best things ever happened to us. I'm telling you. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
No. But yeah. So I wonder what that sponsor hunt is looking like. With when you've literally built your whole thing around one.
Well, they're waiting for you to call him.
Brand. It's is that what it is? Okay,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I'll get Hector on it. I'll get Hector on it. No,
it's like, look, I'm sick. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm joking with you. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't be able to say it to just anybody, honestly. And,
no, of course, man.
It's a joke.
But interesting to see Charlie spotting. Huh.
Yeah.
But I like it though. I still like it because.
It is.
I'm always a fan of those guys. Like, even if you're injured or whatever, you're sitting on the sideline. Obviously, still show up to the practice, still show up to the game, still show up to be a part of the team. So,
I mean, we saw Robert McGinnis there. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the show a week earlier, and then we saw him. And he was doing stuff for Andretti, like
it was 2 weeks ago, right?
Like PR stuff. Yeah.
It was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and speaking of Long Beach, like there's no Indy Lights or anything there, right? No, right?
No.
And then I wonder why. I don't know why. You would think they would.
They've never been there.
I know, that's my point. Like they're never there, and I think they should. Well, I mean, and the last thing about Long Beach is, I guess, the last thing.
Where would you even squeeze it in? What? It's such a packed weekend.
I know. But I mean, they somehow.
Where would you squeeze Indy Lights in? Yeah.
I mean, I think Barber felt weird because we were so used to seeing Mazda Road to Indy, whatever.
That could have been it.
And yeah, because like we've been there. This is fifth year in a row there. So, you know, and going there for the first year without any of the you know, Road to Indy series there was just odd. You know, it just felt very. I don't know. Like, you know, it was hard to keep track of what else was going on since you know, we used to be in tune with like what everything's going on, what like hour to hour, but then, you know, with all the new series and like meeting Logan and everything else and you know, seeing all the different series going on, you didn't really know what was going on, I think. And it just felt a little bit off because it wasn't what you were used to, maybe. I don't know. It could be.
That's possible.
Yeah. But I mean, it didn't get a good TV rating either, apparently. But you know, I don't think you know, Barber. You know, by now you shouldn't be destroying NBC Sports Network. At this point, it's like give them a chance. It's like, I mean, you know, they're not going to turn. You know, their name alone isn't going to turn this thing around of ratings. Even though, you know, it's always pretty good and it has been up until this weekend. But I mean, you know, Bristol had I heard a bunch of talk about how Bristol wasn't even half sold out or something. Apparently.
Oh, I'm surprised you even mentioned.
No, I heard it in the
you...
media center. That's the only reason, because they were talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Because, and Bristol is kind of like right around there, so it kind of, I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know if that's a real story. It's just what I heard. I didn't look into it. You know.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm gonna look into. I was just wondering if you heard something, anything like that.
No. I didn't.
Fair enough. But no, yeah. So you know, we'll get to see if Birdzilla is at Long Beach once again.
Birdzilla?
Yeah, he comes up off the ocean and takes a crap all over the dolphins. You know, from the dolphin fountain.
Oh,
Although they have been the last 2 years, they've been doing a pretty good job of keeping the dolphins pretty clean.
Yeah, they've been stroking them dolphins, you know, rubbing them down. Very, very shiny dolphins. Last few seasons, because you know, this few seasons before that camera, it's just like, look at all the bird s. Wow, look at them, and look at the cars fly by in first gear. Not a pass to be had, because it's amazing they even made it through that. Look at that. Can't make it tighter.
Well, actually, Frank, then what is your favorite street course anyway?
Baltimore, but it doesn't exist anymore.
You know, current street course.
St. Pete.
Okay. Oh, all right.
But I mean, I've never been to Detroit. I never will. So I can't say anything about anything to that. I've never been there. I don't enjoy watching the race. You know,
I'm gonna guess Logan likes Toronto.
Absolutely.
I've never been, you know, but I'm going to get my passport renewed this year, and we're going to go. And when Toronto comes around, I'll be saying how I should have done that again.
Are you guys going this year? Really? Yeah.
No, this is a running thing, dude. I've needed to renew my passport for like 7 years.
Oh, you're just BSing. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm lazy.
Gotcha.
But I would like to go to Toronto. I mean, it looks very nice. You know.
Oh yeah, Tokyo. That's one of my favorite cities on
it's
the
Canada,
whole planet.
You know, so. You know,
Oh yeah.
I am very
Always a good
pro-Canadian.
You are not.
What do you mean? I love Dan Aykroyd.
And also that makes you. I'm done. Right, that makes you, okay.
What?
Okay.
He's Canadian, or was Canadian. Okay.
And so because of that now makes you.
Well, he did Ghostbusters.
He did Ghost. Okay, Frank.
That's right.
So,
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
solid logic. Solid logic. Right.
I love it.
It's the only gauge I have on Canadians. they fight ghosts.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Well, before we end this,
All jokes aside, yeah. All joking aside.
Logan, do you want to throw out your social media and where they can find you at?
Yeah, sure. My Instagram is Logan Cusson Racing. We keep it updated all the time on what I'm doing.
Spell the last name, Logan, for
Cusson. Yeah, it basically updated with everything I'm doing, the races I'll be at. Lots of cool photos on there. And then I've also got LoganCussonRacing.com. Same deal, just with social media built into it. And there's a photo gallery there as well. So,
Right on. Well, we'll definitely link it on Twitter. And Missy, where can they find all that good stuff? Because we basically do the same thing.
It'll be
Make it easy.
www.theindysportscarpodcast.com.
There you go. And Christian, where can they find that great piece of literature?
I like it. My Life in Stories, The Outside Group, forwarded by the legendary Willie T. Ribbs, can be found on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Books A Million, the IndySportsCarPodcast.com, and Walmart.com as well. Also, the month of May is coming, and my new children's book, Faster and Faster, A Children's Guide to Motorsport, will be available pretty soon here on Amazon. So look for that pre-sale link either on my Facebook page or on the ICP page as well. So really excited for that.
Yeah, definitely. We shared it, so you can go to both, and the link's right there.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that.
But
before we close it down,
right there.
before we close it down,
Mm-hmm.
we have a few questions for Logan, don't we?
Well, no, I mean there was a few other people selling your book. I think Missy knows who they are.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that was my and other fine retailers.
Retailers, there you go. There you go.
I was waiting
That's my
for it. I'm
favorite
like,
part.
wait a minute, he didn't do it this time. Like
That's my favorite part.
we've been doing it for a year now. Yeah.
I know. Hey.
The chemistry
Yeah, right.
is going strong.
It's
fun.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good
But,
stuff.
yeah.
Logan, really hope you had a good time coming on, buddy.
yeah, it was great. Thanks for having me.
Well, wait a minute, Frank. Don't forget the questions you got to ask him.
Well, I had to
It's his first
say
time
that. I don't ask the questions, so I had to say that because I'm pretty much shutting up now.
Oh, Mitch's going to ask him? Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll
can't
ask
ask them.
he butchers them every time. We had
Yep.
Dion Von Molko talking about, now? Right now?
Yeah. Well, okay. So Logan, every new driver on the show, we always ask them the two most important questions you'll ever be asked, because you're going to be asked a ton of them.
Your entire career hinges on your answer. No pressure, buddy. No pressure.
All right.
So,
My
first
heart's racing.
question is, what keeps you most comfortable in the car in regards to your gloves and your boots? You got a favorite brand you like?
I actually just got a new pair of gloves called they're Sabolts, and those things are fantastic. As for boots, I'm indifferent, but I feel like your hands really need to be comfortable around the wheel, and the Sabolts were actually really nice.
That's a new brand I've never heard of,
Yes,
actually.
it's a new brand.
They're not new.
Well, they're new to me.
They're big in Europe.
Okay. Why do you know?
They are. You guys probably don't even remember then. Last year we did an episode, and I announced myself as the brand ambassador for Sayvelt. So.
Okay, right on. So yeah.
So shout out to Eric and Andre and everybody down in Florida and the team of Sayvelt USA. So man, yeah, glad to hear that review. Glad to hear you using the stuff, man.
Quality
like
gloves that I've heard, definitely.
Indeed, they are.
Mm-hmm. Good
Nice
answer.
to know that you listen to me, Frank. That's fine. You see, this is
I told you.
that's cool. That's
And
cool, buddy.
then, second question is in regards to your boots. Do you prefer a harder or softer sole?
Harder. I've had both. Right now, I've got my sole's almost a rock.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew I liked you. I knew.
Going against the
What is
average.
that?
Going
He's
against
the
the
fourth driver
average.
now, right? That's the fourth one to say that.
No, there's a lot more than what we used to have. I'll give them that. Yeah, but most, because what we found is most open wheel drivers are soft soles because they want to feel the brake or whatever. But GT drivers, sports car drivers, they prefer hard because protect their car or foot from the heat. Like a Camaro gets very hot down there. a lot of front engine cars. So the hard soul, you hear a lot of sports car driver guys say hard soul. Actually, I've never heard of a sports car driver guy saying soft. That's gonna be the new one, I guess.
Yeah.
Because but no, but
Yeah,
but
I knew
but,
I liked
yeah,
Logan.
but Logan, you've joined a small but growing community of open wheel drivers that prefer hard. So
There it is.
All right. Me, you, Chandler Horton.
You're in
And there
good
was one
company.
more.
You're in
There
good
was one more
company.
since I've been on. I forget who.
I believe wasn't Spencer did it? No, we had Spencer on maybe. Not. Ed Jones? No.
No, I think I would have remembered if it was Ed.
Bruno Canero, maybe.
That's.
I think it's Bruno.
Sounds correct. Yeah.
Bruno.
sounds correct.
Bruno was like
Yeah,
one of the first, I think. After you.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
You were one of the first ones to ever say hard, actually.
Yeah.
That's what sets you apart from the rest. And look at you now, 2 years later, co-host.
Love it. Love it, man.
So you see Logan.
Love
You see
it.
Logan.
Love it.
I mean, you see where the hard, the hard souls can get you in life, man.
My future's bright.
That's what I'm saying. 2 years later, you're on here.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah, ICP fan. There you go. Hard
The
souls.
juice. I love
There you
it. I love it, man. I love it.
That's good
All
stuff.
right, guys.
Yeah, I love it.
And I guess I can go on that note.
Yep.
You know.
Well, also, I'm sorry, Missy. Just want to say thanks to the weather race, the race forecaster at Missy. What's the, they're going to have the weather for everybody going to Long Beach, and you'll never guess what the weather's going to be at Long Beach. So you bet, it's a good thing we really love these guys at the end. I actually saw one of them. It was
Scott?
I'm pretty sure it's Scott. Yeah, but I can never tell two apart because they're always like the same. But whatever. But we saw them at Barber, so that was cool. So Scott, thanks for all the forecasts. And we will have it at every show before every race for everybody going out to the track, so you know what to expect. And they're they're actually meteorologists. They're not just weather enthusiasts. Yeah. So thank you guys.
On that note, you know that I know that Frank, he knows nothing.
Nope.
Christian, sometimes he knows. And now Logan, he knows,
Here is your Racecast weather forecast for the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. I'm meteorologist Doug Schneider. As you might expect for Southern California, the weather for Long Beach will be beautiful. Both Saturday and Sunday will feature sunny to mostly sunny skies, light winds, and comfortable temperatures. On Saturday, morning temperatures will start out in the mid-50s and top out in the lower 70s in the afternoon under sunny skies. On Sunday, there may be a little more cloud cover, but it will still be a mostly sunny day. Morning lows will be in the mid-50s again, with an afternoon high temperature around 70 degrees. For both days, winds will be from the southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. For the most up-to-date forecast updates, visit racecastweather.com and follow @RacecastWX on Twitter.